All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, this is Aggie, here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And today we're gonna work on the reverse Kimura. I love the position, love the motion, play it a lot. I even do it in MMA sometimes when I'm on bottom. I wouldn't suggest that being your go-to, but every now and then if I get in the position, I'll play it. We're gonna look at three options, two back takes off of kind of arm drag positions. One is an arm drag, and then a roll through sweep style motion. And we're gonna talk about why it's so successful, even if they're posting, even if they don't wanna get swept. So we're gonna start the position from half guard with a knee shield. You can also do it from closed guard. I think it's a little clunky from closed guard sometimes, but yeah, hopefully this gets you guys some more options, some more good sweeps from your half guard. So let's take a look. We're gonna start here in our half guard with a knee shield. And the reason that this works well is because a lot of times, obviously it depends on what your partner or opponent is looking for. But a lot of times, if I can keep this knee shield, this is a distance like controlling tool, it's gonna be impossible for them to get a good underhook, right? And future reference, you should not play knee shield and try to get underhooks at the same time. Those kind of neutralize each other. If I want an underhook, I gotta take the knee shield out. If I don't want them to get an underhook, I keep this knee shield. But that doesn't mean that they're not gonna kind of look for it and kind of be in this position waiting for the underhook to be possible. So I find, and this is something I do in her position in the top side half guard, is I'll put my hand kind of on the ribs, lat area, and just wait for it to be a tool. People will also do weaves and things of that nature, but this is what I see a lot. So I'm gonna be here framing, and I'm gonna reach with my bottom arm relative to the floor and ceiling and grab that wrist. And now from here, it's rather easy to go to a Russian 2-on-1, elongate my body, pull her hand in front of me, and bring everything back. Now in this position, she might be able to fight out of this, fight my hands, push my face, something like that, and escape the position. My first goal when I come back inside, after I elongate my body and get the hand in front and bring my body back, is to bring this hand towards the hips. And here's why. If she pulls her arm away now, it's like pulling a sword out of a sheath, right? It's kind of a straight direction, and she can pull straight out, right? But when I bring her hand behind her elbow, and now she tries to pull her arm out, it's a lot more difficult, okay? So this is what I'm looking for when I'm playing arm drags and control positions from bottom. I want the hand to be behind the elbow. So her hand's here, I'm grabbing, elongating, bring everything in front, and now I press this hand straight to her hips. And that's where I can lace my hand through and grab my own wrist. So now you can see this is a reverse Kimura, right? Normal Kimuras would be here. This is a reverse side Kimura. Again, I want to keep her hand behind her elbow. I want to keep her hand closer to her hips than her elbow. So now if she tries to pull away, it's never going to happen, okay? And what I see happen a lot here is this person wants to keep me down, keep me away, and try to pull their arm out. So they'll stiff arm my face like this. Right? And this is not comfortable. I can't stay here long. And I don't want to do things like this, because now she pulls her right arm out and everything's gone. So when I'm here and they stiff arm, I'm going to use my knee shield leg and my elbow to push them out of position and get their hand heavy on this side. And now I have a full flank. And because I use this leg to kick them, now I have a pendulum to bring me up, right? So we're here, I have the reverse Kimura position, I kick them out of position, and look, pendulum right up. Now as I pendulum up, I'm gonna take my outside arm and hug the hip. I'm gonna hug the hip to keep close proximity between my chest and their lat, because I can't have them clear this elbow between our bodies. If she brings this elbow through, underhooks, now she's putting me back on my back and she has a good underhook position. So I want to make sure that once I get here, I also have her wrist, and that's going to help mitigate that as well. So if you see the position again, we're here, she's stiff arming, I kick her out of position, pendulum up, and look, my hand stays on the wrist. Now I can work my hips up, now I have head and hip height, I can attack the back, I can go into variations of guillotines, I can go into ninja rolls, I can go into calf slicers, I can go into twisters, I can go into any number of things from here, all off of one motion. Okay, now, sometimes when I get to this position, she has her underhook or kind of this lat control position. I'm playing my frames. Okay, I'll go here, take everything in front. And now when I get here, she's not going to stiff arm my head. right? So as I work her hand to her hips, work into my reverse Kimura, she's not putting her hand on my head this time for whatever reason. Maybe she's basing out. It's going to be hard for me to off balance and try to come up behind her. So I'm going to play an actual arm drag here. So there's going to be a little exchange of hands. So I'm going to take my left hand that's on my wrist and pummel it through to her wrist, keeping her hand pulled inside. And now my right hand that was on the wrist is going to go above my left arm and grab high in the tricep. And now I can use this leg to pendulum as I pull their arm by. Again, I go to wrist control. This is important, okay? I don't want to be here or here and try to fight up for height as they try to clear their elbow between my body. So as she pulls her elbow back and I'm trying to find height, they might be able to clear that elbow and work their underhook. So it's just going to help so much to keep this grip on her wrist. Clear your elbow like you just did. She just can't. And now all my weight's on it, so as I come up and behind her, now I can really get the good control that I'm looking for, right? Really, really powerful position. So again, we're here. I'm grabbing, clearing, bringing the hand towards the hips, getting into my grip. She's not putting her hand on my head. Maybe she's basing out. I'm going to do an exchange of grips, pendulum, pull through, and find that wrist. Holding the hip, chest close. Now I can work up to my knee. I already have a hook, and I can start attacking position or submission, depending on what opens up, right? And the last thing I like to play here is a little roll through sweep option, okay? So again, we're going to this grip, 2-on-1, bring everything in front, closing the hand to the hips, playing my reverse Kimura. Now what I want to do is free my bottom leg. Okay, I want to take my bottom leg out so I can run underneath her. Okay, so we're here. Again, I'm going to want to free this bottom leg. So I go grip, 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 bring everything in front, punch the hand towards the hips, lock in my reverse Kimura, and now I bring this outside leg into a butterfly hook. You can also just push on the hip. Whatever you do to get the leg out, I don't really care. I like to bring a butterfly hook, kind of elevate and pull my leg out. And now I'm going to bring my head underneath her legs, okay, kind of between her legs. The way that this sweep is going to work is not by me lifting their hips. I'm not going to be so strong here that I can pick up just any person's hips. It's by pulling their shoulder down towards the mat. So watch this arm. As I run underneath her, I'm pulling her shoulder forward. Okay, so I'm really using my shoulder and my elbow to bring their shoulder down to the mat, right? Let's come back. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Ugh. Like that? So we're playing here. I got my knee shield. I'm in a good frame position. Grab, bring everything in front, punch the hand to the hips, lock in my reverse Kimura. I like to bring in this butterfly hook. If you're not flexible like me, you can hip escape first, bring in the butterfly hook, and now I just lift to get this bottom leg out. Now I'm going to dive my head between the legs. I am kind of pushing her hand up into her hips. And trust me when I say this person's going to hold their hip pretty tight because they don't want this to happen, right? They don't want their shoulder to get broken. So they're going to hold on to their own body. But it's not me lifting that's going to get her taken down. It's me pulling this shoulder forward. So I run my head underneath, and then look, I'm going to pull this shoulder down and forward. And now I can develop head height. I keep this grip. This is what's going to keep them pinned. If this ends up happening, there are ways to get submissions here. They're not super clean, but they're there. But what I like to do is use my head to pin the far shoulder, develop my top position, and now I can get my control and get my good sweep. Oh, my knee just exploded. Ow. From me? You want a Snickers? All right, so those are some good options for you guys. You're playing bottom half guard with a good knee shield. You can do some of these reverse Kimura options from closed guard, like I said earlier. I find them to be a little less proficient, but they're still good options. When I have that half guard and that knee shield, I can really dictate the distance, get my good arm drags, get those good pendulum motions, or those roll through motions. They're very, very effective. There's some submissions that I play off of a reverse Kimura as well. And one of these days I'll probably throw a video of that down here. But yeah, I hope you like it. I hope it gives you some good options when you're playing that half guard and you're not sure where to go with it. You're not sure what to do. Maybe the only option you have is to get to that near arm, play those Russian 2-on-1s, and see where it takes you. Yeah, if you liked it, well, obviously, thumbs up. If you want to see anything in the future, throw it down in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see videos in the future. Again, I'm Andrew. This is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And yeah, go try it out.